basics of copywriting, important concepts and terms. In this chapter, we'll go over some of the concepts and terminology that will help you in understanding the principles of copywriting. Read each one in detail. Along with the definitions, I've also added examples and further detail for deeper understanding of these important concepts, and exercises to apply these concepts. This information will help give you a foundation for all the copywriting you do for your business. Even if you are familiar with some of the terminology, going through this chapter will give you a deeper understanding. Target market. What does target market have to do with copywriting? In a word, everything. Your target market is the group of people that you're soliciting or selling your product to. Without a clear target to write to, you cannot be as effective as you would be when you're addressing a specific individual. The more specific you are when you define your target market, the more effective your copywriting is going to be. Think of a target market as women, or moms for instance, or even pet owners. It's all too vague. What women? Which moms? Which pet owners? When defining your target market, you want to take into account as many considerations as possible. There are many different factors that can make up your specific target market. For example, personas. The concept of personas is used extensively in the marketing and advertising industries. From Wikipedia. In marketing, personas are fictional characters created to represent the different user types within a targeted demographic, attitude, and/or behavior set that might use a site, brand, or product in a similar way. By addressing a specific persona, you can focus your copywriting very directly and very effectively. Age, income, interests. If it's a woman, her marital status may come into play. If it is moms, you might want to have an idea about the age of her children, if she works outside the home, etc. If it is a pet owner, what kind of pet she has, what breed, etc. In the advertising industry, this is what is called personas. Wants, wishes, and desires. Problems that she needs solved. The last two in particular are important because this is what really motivates people to spend their money and buy products. Yes, they buy to satisfy their immediate needs, but desire is what drives people to spend their money readily. To help you further, here are some important human motivators that affect decision making. Considering them in terms of your target market will help you understand what motivates your readers to take action. Fear, exclusivity, guilt, greed, need for approval, convenience, pleasure. Some people might see it as unethical to play on the emotions of their potential customer, but you can use this information to really understand what motivates your target market and do it within the levels of your comfort. After all, being a copywriting wizard means finding the right customer for your product and showing them how they'll benefit from using it. The more you understand your target market, the easier it will be to sell to them, and this will help you to understand their point of view, problems that they have, and how much they'd like a solution. The problem with being too vague. I've seen so many internet marketers who try the vague, be everything to everyone approach, and it's really tough to make it work as a small business owner. Consider a business that sells candles or cosmetics. The vague, all things approach business owner probably considers their target market to be simply women. The problem is, if you sell those things, not all women are your target. Now let's take a look at that a little further. There are plenty of women who don't care much about candles and are content buying the typical drugstore cosmetics or no cosmetics at all. Those women are not the target market for that business. Even a woman who thinks candles are lovely and wears a little makeup now and then, but doesn't readily spend her money on those items, is not the true target market. That business needs to understand the women who really want to buy their product, and then she'll buy it over and over again. Imagine your typical customer. Power of personas. What are his or her wants and desires? What problems does he or she need solved? If you don't already know that, try surveying the customers that you already have. Ask them a few questions about themselves, why they bought the product, what they liked about it, and what they don't like. In return, offer them a coupon or discount to get that feedback. That information will be hugely valuable to you. Think about your product. Imagine if you could craft your message, customize it precisely to the specific person who's reading it. That's the power of personas. Done properly, you're doing just that, customizing your message specifically to the person reading. What is the single most important reason your target market would want to buy it? You need to be able to empathize with your target market, identify their problems, and show how your product solves that problem. If you think too generally about your target market, the passion is lost in your copy, and it's tough to get anyone excited about anything. Here again, a well fleshed out persona will help you. Suppose you sell an ebook about getting rid of acne and you simply talk about the embarrassment of acne. You might get some sales. But if you know your target market for a specific ad campaign is teenagers, you might talk about being teased at school, worrying that they won't find a date, and having a case study of a teenager who overcame that. Now your copywriting will be much more powerful. Here are a few examples to illustrate how your target market is important and how it can vary from product to product and ad campaign to ad campaign. If you sell more than one product and they're related, for example skin cream and eyeshadow, each product that you sell can have a slightly or even different market. If the skin cream helps to reduce wrinkles and the eyeshadow is in a sparkly blue color, it's likely the skin cream will appeal to a woman in her 30s who would like to reduce wrinkles. The sparkly blue eyeshadow is more likely to be appreciated by a younger, more trendy audience. Of course, there are exceptions, and if you sell makeup, you have the opportunity to know your market the best. Regardless, even within your own product line, you can identify differences in your target market, and your copy should reflect this. It is also possible that you have more than one very targeted market for an individual product. If that's the case, you can create different promotional materials and sales pages to target those specific audiences. For example, if you sell that wrinkle cream and discover that not only are certain types of women buying the cream, but men are interested too, you can create promotional materials to target the problems and interests of each group. That way, when you have different advertising campaigns or promotions, you can send people the appropriate marketing materials. You will sell more to a highly targeted group of people than trying a lukewarm approach with the public in general. Leave general marketing to Amazon.com and Walmart and other huge companies. Note, here's a big company that does it right. We mentioned Amazon.com, and yes, they target a general audience overall with a wide variety of products, but a visit to their website will show you that they customize their marketing right down to the individual visiting their website. They will show you like items based on what you were looking at on their site, and they remember this the next time you visit and try to offer you a complimentary item. They are about as specific in their marketing as they can get. Here's an exercise. Start writing a list of all of the characteristics of your typical customer. Use information gathered from customer surveys, as mentioned earlier in this section, and write at least 15 to 20 specific characteristics. This list will help you as you make your way through the rest of this guide.